Don't get me wrong. Prayer has a lot of things. Prayer has a lot of things to do with marriage. In fact, let me be honest with you. If you are going into marriage and you are not prayerful enough, you are not spiritual enough to understand the foundation that you're going into, you are going to have a very shaky marriage. But at the same time, while we are recognizing the place of prayer in search of our life partner, in search of that marriage that you can stay in, while we are recognizing the place of prayer, it is important that we recognize other things that prayer cannot solve. If you look at our society today, people are venturing into marriage without even understanding the rudiment of marriage, without even understanding the principle of marriage, without even understanding the in and outs of marriage. People are just venturing into it. Maybe you just got pregnant without being prepared. Maybe you were courting with your boyfriend or your whatever, and then all of a sudden it resulted in pregnancy, and then that is how marriage started. At the end of the day, we are busy producing dysfunctional families that are in general affecting our society today. In one of my videos, I mentioned that one of the reasons why our society is the way it is today is because of dysfunctional families everywhere. Remember that marriage families are the smallest unit of the society. So when you have 90% of families being dysfunctional, of course, and most definitely, it would affect the society. Now, in this video, there are things that you must take proper cognizance of before going into marriage. It's important. It is important. Welcome to my channel. This is Rhythm TV. If you are joining my channel for the first time, please subscribe, please share, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now, I'm going to share a story with you. I'm going to tell you people a story. That is why it is important to do your assignment very well before venturing into marriage. That is why it is important to take cognizance of so many things without thinking or without believing that prayer is going to solve everything. Prayer will not solve you everything. Prayer will not solve everything. There are some things that wisdom should be able to solve. There are things that your own effort should be able to solve for you to have that marital bliss that you crave for. Now, two persons, a guy and a lady, they were dating. They were Christians, okay? And then when you look at Christian principle, when you're courting, you are not meant to engage in premarital sex. You're not meant to involve in anything that would stain your Christendom principle and all of that. So when they were dating, they maintained this principle. They tried as much as they could to avoid anything that would make them practice premarital sex and the rest of them. So they did not get themselves involved in that. Now, you know that the same way people pray for compatibility, the same way people pray for understanding, the same way people desire partners that would understand them, partners that would be patient and kind and the rest of them, in general, compatibility. The same way people pray for all of these things, the same way you desire all of these things, that is also the same way you should go round in every aspect of yourself before getting married to someone. Before saying yes, I do to this person, you must understand every aspect of that person, including sexual desires. It is very important. Now, when they were dating, they did not involve in any premarital sex, so there was no way to ascertain each other's level of sexual desire. They couldn't ascertain such a thing because it is against Christian principle to engage in premarital sex. At the end of the day, both of them got married. Yes, they actually got married. On their wedding night, they were involved in the couple activities. At the end of the day, they eventually did the do. Okay? But along the line, it was discovered that the man's sexual libido is very high, while the woman's sexual libido is very low. The man is always wanting to have sex. The woman is always wanting not to have sex. Now, in this situation, what would you have them do? At the end of the day, they consulted all manner of counselors, they consulted all manner of men of God and women of God, and prayed about it, tried to be patient with each other, tried to teach each other, tried to do all manner of things that they were advised to do. At the end of the day, it did not work. It hit rock bottom. Now, the reality here is that both of them didn't know each other's sexual desire before they got married. At the end of the day, what could they do? They had to divorce. As I'm making this video now, these two persons are divorced. Why did they divorce? Not because the other partner is cheating, or maybe there were other issues that are very common in homes or in so many homes today. The reason why they got separated is because they didn't actually know each other's level of sexual desires. That's why the home couldn't stand. That's why the marriage couldn't continue. That's why it had to end that way. So my question is this: are there other ways that you can find out each other's sexual desire without actually venturing into premarital sex? Mind you that the reason why I am making this video is because it is important. Sexual angle is important. I've seen a lot of homes that that got ended. I mean, this home, this family, this marriage, everything ended. Why? Because the sexual life of this couple were not compatible. They couldn't just meet up each other's sexual desire, and then it just had to end that way. So it's an important aspect of marriage that must also be looked into before venturing into that with your partner. There are people who got married to at the end of the day, maybe when they got married, you hear stories like, oh my God, I just discovered that his manhood is very big, or maybe her womanhood is very small. These things are things that you should be able to find out before getting married, because you see people leaving their marriages over flimsy reasons, things that they ought to have discovered before venturing into marriage. So my question is, once again, are there other ways of ascertaining your partner's level of sexual desires without venturing into premarital sex? So this question is directed to Christians, because I know that Christians, you are not meant to involve in premarital sex before marriage. I don't know about other religions. Okay, so this question, please go to the comment section, leave your thought in the comment section. Let me understand what you feel. Let me understand what you think about this video. Okay, also share and also subscribe. So I'm going to make a return with another interesting story, with another interesting topic. Keep it locked. This is Real Team TV. I'll see you once again.